The tall golden grass of the African savanna trembles. A giant African rock python, nearly as long as a small car, lies coiled beside a shallow watering hole. Moments earlier, this powerful hunter ruled the shadows, but now the hunter has slowed. Its body is heavy from a recent meal. Its muscles are tired. It cannot move fast. That's when the hyenas arrive. Not one, not two, a clan. They circle with careful steps, ears forward, noses twitching. Hyenas know something important. Even the strongest predator has a moment of weakness. The python lifts its head, hissing softly, trying to look larger. It strikes once, a clear warning, but the hyenas do not run. They watch, they wait, they test. The python is used to being the danger. Today it is the target. The wind shifts. The first bold hyena lunges. The python coils, but too late. The circle tightens. Dust explodes into the air as predator becomes prey, and the African wilderness reminds us that power is never permanent. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy animal stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. The struggle has begun. But how do we get here? To understand this extraordinary moment, when one of Africa's top hunters finds itself outmatched, we must go back to the very beginning. Born into danger. The story of our python begins not with strength, but with vulnerability. Under a fallen log, hidden from the burning sun, dozens of python eggs rest in a quiet chamber in the earth. Most snakes leave their eggs behind, but not the African rock python. This mother stays. She curls her massive body around the fragile shells, guarding them from mongooses, monitor lizards, and hungry birds. She does not eat. She hardly moves. For weeks, she protects them, a silent shield made of muscle and patience. One warm night, the eggs begin to crack. Tiny heads appear. Bright eyes blink for the very first time. Life in Africa does not offer gentle beginnings. Within hours, most hatchlings leave the nest, each thinner than a pencil, each already able to hunt small frogs and insects. But the world around them is full of mouths. A martial eagle circles above. A heron waits beside the reeds. Even fish strike from below. Out of dozens of baby pythons, only a few will survive their first year. One of them will grow into the giant we saw at the watering hole. Our hero. But the savannah has one rule. To live, you must learn. The little python slides away into the tall grass. A shadow passes overhead. The eagle dives. The screen cuts to black. Escape and rise. The eagle's talons miss by inches. The young python slips between stones and disappears into a burrow. Its heart beats fast. If snakes could gasp, it would. The danger slowly fades. Safety for now. Years pass in the rhythm of seasons. Rain and drought, flood and dust. The small snake becomes longer, thicker, wiser. It learns to stalk along riverbanks. It learns to wait, sometimes for hours, without moving at all. It learns that patience is its greatest weapon. One moonlit night, a warthog piglet wanders too close to the reeds. In a blur, coils wrap. The piglet is held still, not harmed out of cruelty, but because this is how the python survives. The savannah always balances life with life. With every meal, strength grows. The young python now fears little, but it is about to discover that size brings new problems. When you are big, others see you. A meeting in the dark. The python glides through a rocky valley, following the scent of water during a dry season. Animals gather anywhere moisture remains: zebras, antelope, storks, and something else. A leopard. The leopard's golden eyes watch from a tree branch. Rock pythons and leopards share the same world of shadows. Sometimes they avoid each other. Sometimes they don't. The python passes beneath the tree. A crack of claws against bark. The leopard drops. The two predators face each other, motionless, muscles tight. The leopard swipes, testing. The python strikes back, fast as lightning, missing by a whisper. Both know the truth. A serious fight could injure them both. In the wild, injury is often worse than hunger. The leopard backs away. The python slides on. No victor, no defeat, only respect. But not every rival will walk away. The heavy meal. The rainy season finally arrives. Rivers swell. Grass turns emerald green. Life explodes across the plains. Insects, frogs, antelope calves, young birds learning to fly. Food becomes abundant, and our python seizes a rare opportunity. Near a watering hole, a small antelope stumbles in the mud. The python strikes, coils tighten, and soon the savanna falls quiet again. There is no rush. Pythons do not chew. They swallow food whole, slowly, carefully, guided by incredible flexibility. This meal will feed the snake for weeks. But such a gift comes with a cost. After a big meal, a python cannot move quickly. Its body is rounder, heavier, slower. This is the moment predators wait for. As the sun rises, vultures circle lazily above the watering hole, curious. Their sharp eyes notice something unusual in the reeds. And they're not the only ones watching. In the distance, a shape approaches, heads low, ears perked. A hyena clan has picked up a scent. The python, still resting, does not yet know it is being tracked. The wind turns. The hyenas quicken their pace when the python becomes the prey. We return to where we began. Dust, grass bending, eyes glowing with intelligence and caution. The hyenas surround the python, not recklessly, but with practiced teamwork. Hyenas are often misunderstood. Not just scavengers, but skilled hunters who understand timing, patience, and opportunity. They're not attacking out of cruelty. They're trying to survive too. The python hisses again, lifting its head, trying to warn them off. It hopes the display is enough. One hyena snaps at the tail. The python whips around, powerful but slower than usual. Another hyena distracts from the side. The circle tightens. This is the moment where fate balances on a knife's edge. Will the python defend itself successfully? Will the hyenas force it to retreat to the water? Or will this day become the rare day when one of Africa's strongest predators truly becomes prey? The dust swirls thicker. A loud splash explodes from the watering hole. Something else has entered the scene. Not hyena, not python. Something with armor for skin and jaws powerful enough to crack bones. A crocodile. The python is caught between land and water, between hyenas and reptilian giant, between two choices, neither safe. The camera closes in on the python's unblinking eye. The savanna holds its breath. And here we pause. Because in the African wilderness, stories do not rush. They turn, they twist, they surprise. Will the python escape into the water, right toward the crocodile? Will it hold its ground against the hyenas? Or will the calm surface of the watering hole suddenly explode again? The next moment will change everything. Between jaws and teeth, the surface of the water ripples. The crocodile's eyes rise first, two glowing marbles just above the muddy pool. Patient, ancient, unreadable. It has waited in silence, feeling every vibration through the water. Now it senses the struggle, the splashing, the fear. The python freezes. The hyenas hesitate. For a heartbeat, no one moves. Then the standoff breaks. A brave hyena rushes in from behind. Not too close, just enough to test the giant snake again. The python reacts instantly, coiling toward the sound. But its heavy meal slows each movement. Its muscles obey, just not fast enough. The crocodile slides closer. A single choice lies ahead for the python. Land or water. Two dangers. Two risks. One chance. The hyenas know the water means crocodile jaws. They stop at the edge, pacing, frustrated but clever. Their laughter-like calls echo across the savanna. It's not real laughter. It's communication, signals, warnings, plans. Our python senses something important. Hyenas work together. Crocodiles do not. The snake makes its decision. With a burst of desperate strength, it surges toward the shallow water. Mud splashes high. Reeds shake. The hyenas lunge, missing by inches. Their paws skid in the wet clay as the giant snake disappears beneath the brown surface. Silence. Only circles spread across the pool. But water is not safety. Not here. Beneath the surface, two ancient reptiles face each other, both built for ambush, both masters of patience. The crocodile glides sideways, curious first, not reckless. Crocodiles are calculated hunters. They do not rush. They feel the world through pressure and motion. The python moves like a slow ribbon through the murk, lungs full of air, heart steady but strained by the heavy meal inside. Pythons can stay under for many minutes, but panic wastes precious breath, and this is not calm water. The crocodile bumps the python once. Not a bite, a test. The message is clear. I know you're here. The python must now choose again. Hide in the reeds, hoping to go unnoticed, or rise for air, revealing its position. Above the surface, the hyenas wait, ears pointed, listening. They cannot see the struggle beneath the water, but they know it is not over. The python rises. Just a little, barely a ripple. It inhales quietly. The crocodile strikes. Not with full force, just a sudden snap nearby, a warning surge, a show of power. The water explodes, then settles. The crocodile's instinct says something unusual. This prey is too large to handle easily, too risky to wrestle in shallow water. There are easier meals in this river: fish, turtles, drinking antelope. The crocodile drifts away, not defeated, simply uninterested. For the python, the danger is not gone. It is only changing shape. The snake slowly swims toward the far bank, using every ounce of patient strength. Each move is careful. No fast splashes, no showing panic. Pythons are not built to race. They are built to endure. The sun lowers. Shadows stretch long and thin. The hyenas track the movement from shore, trotting along the bank, waiting for the moment the python must return to land. They know one important rule of survival. Everything that goes into the water must come out again. The python reaches a patch of reeds and thick roots. It climbs slowly, mud clinging to its patterned scales. Muscles ripple under heavy coils as it pulls itself from the pool. The hyenas appear again. They have been waiting for exactly this moment. But something has changed. The air is cooler now. The python has rested in the water, its body temperature dropping just enough to ease the strain. Its breathing steadies. Its meal has settled. It is still heavy, but it is focused. The first hyena tests the snake again, snapping at empty space, trying to read its strength. The python lifts its head higher this time. Not weak, not collapsing. The hyenas sense the shift. They pace in a wide circle, uncertain. Hyenas must choose wisely. A serious injury means starvation. They look at the sky. Night is falling. Lions will soon begin to move, and hyenas know that darkness brings new rules. One hyena barks sharply, a signal. The clan backs away a few steps, not leaving, just waiting at a distance. The python slowly slides in a thicker cover. Roots, reeds, fallen branches, vanishing into a perfect tangle of shadows. The savanna grows quiet again. Crickets sing. Frogs begin their night chorus. The python rests, not safe, not entirely, but alive. Its heart slows. Its muscles relax. The day that began with confidence and turned into danger has taught a powerful lesson shared by every creature of the African wilderness. Some days you are the hunter. Some days you must survive. Clouds gather across the sky. Thunder murmurs in the distance. The rainy season is far from over, and with every storm the land changes. Rivers swell, territories shift, predators move, and new challenges appear. As the first drops of rain hit the leaves, our python lifts its head, tongue flicking, sensing the world ahead. A world still full of dangers and opportunities. Because this story is not finished. The night has only just begun. The storm and the shadow. The first raindrops become many. Soon the sky opens. Sheets of rain sweep across the grassland, turning dust to dark mud and narrow paths into trickling streams. Thunder rolls like distant drums. Lightning flashes, carving silver lines across the clouds. For many animals, storms mean shelter. For our python, storms mean movement. Rain washes away scents. It muffles footsteps. It hides motion. For a snake trying to avoid hyenas, leopards, and human eyes, this is the perfect cloak. Slowly, the python glides through the soaked reeds, each scale shining under the rain. The heavy meal still weighs it down, but the cool air soothes tired muscles. Frogs leap from puddles. Termites take flight in swarms, filling the night sky like tiny sparks. The world feels alive again. But storms do not just hide. They reveal. A faint glow appears in the distance, not lightning, not stars. Firelight. Human camp. The python pauses, tongue flickering, reading the air. It does not know what fire is, only that heat and noise often come with danger. The rain softens to a mist. Voices drift through the darkness, calm, not shouting, not chasing. These are wildlife researchers working from a temporary tent near the floodplain, studying nocturnal animals. They are here not to harm, but to learn. One researcher steps out, headlamp beam sweeping the path. The light stops. A shape moves. For a moment, human and python simply watch one another through the curtain of rain. Two very different lives meeting by chance. The researcher slowly backs away, speaking softly to the others. No panic, no attack. They understand the importance of distance and respect. African rock pythons are powerful, but they are not monsters. Like all animals, they want only space and safety. The python continues on, undisturbed. The storm passes. Clouds break. Moonlight returns. Yet all is not calm. From the shadows of an acacia grove, another presence has been watching. Eyes low, tail twitching, muscles gathered like coiled springs. A leopard. Perhaps the same one from years before. Perhaps another. To a leopard, a large python is both risk and reward. Dangerous, but worth considering. The cat follows silently, paws soft against wet earth, testing the air, measuring distance. The python stops beside a fallen log, half hidden beneath tangled branches. The night holds stillness again. Then a sound. Not hyena laughter. Not thunder. A soft bleating. A young antelope, separated from its herd during the storm, calls into the night. The leopard's attention shifts. Predators make choices every minute. Choices that decide who eats and who lives. A young antelope means easier chase, lower danger, less chance of injury. The leopard turns away from the python and melts into the tall grass, vanishing as if it were never there. The python remains motionless beneath the log. The savanna breathes. Another danger has passed, not with battle, but with patience. Hours later, the eastern sky glows faint orange. Birds begin to call from treetops. Morning light spills across the plains, making raindrops sparkle like tiny gems. The python slowly uncoils and moves toward a rocky outcrop warmed by the rising sun. Here it rests. Here it heals. Here, it digests the meal that nearly cost its life. From above, vultures soar on wide wings, searching for signs of weakness below. From nearby burrows, mongooses chatter and dash between bushes. Life continues in every direction, all connected, all fragile. The python lifts its head slightly. Its journey is not finished. The African wilderness has more trials ahead. Seasons will change again. Rivers will shrink. New rivals will rise. And one day this giant snake may have hatchlings of its own to guard beneath a fallen log. But for now, in the quiet warmth of morning after the storm, one truth settles gently across the land. Survival here is never guaranteed. Yet today, the python endures. Dry season traps. The days grow hotter. The bright green left by the rains fades into pale gold once again. Puddles shrink. Small streams vanish. The land begins its slow shift toward the long, thirsty months of the dry season. For the python, warmth brings strength. Its body moves with new confidence. The heavy meal is now fully digested. Muscles ripple cleanly beneath patterned scales. Once again, it is not just surviving. It is hunting. But hunting in the dry season is different. Animals crowd around the remaining water. Warthogs, impalas, baboons, birds of every shape and color. So do predators. Lions lie in the shade. Crocodiles wait in muddy pools. Jackals trot along dusty paths. Every step, every decision, matters more as resources shrink. The python chooses the shadow. It settles near a narrow animal trail that leads toward a shrinking waterhole, hidden beneath fallen branches and dry leaves. It does not chase. It simply waits. Patience is a strategy. Hours pass. Footsteps approach. But not hooves. Not paws. Boots. A pair of herders walk ahead of a small group of goats, searching for grazing land. They do not see the python. They are focused on the sky, the ground, the thin grass left for their animals. One goat wanders closer to the trail, tugging at leaves. The python does not move. Humans are not prey. Yet danger still hangs in the air. One herder notices movement in the brush. He pulls the goats back, raising his arm to warn the other. For a moment, fear flashes in his eyes. Not anger, but caution born from stories and experience. Then something important happens. He does not strike. He does not chase. He understands that the python is simply part of this land, like the thorn trees and the vultures and the rains themselves. Quietly, calmly, he leads the goats along another path, giving space. Two worlds pass within only a few meters, and both stay safe. The python slips away in the opposite direction, gliding toward rockier ground, where fewer animals travel and fewer conflicts begin. The sun climbs higher. Shadows shrink to thin lines. Heat shimmers like waves above the stones. By midday, even the wind seems tired. The python finds shelter in a cool crevice among boulders. Lizards dash across the rocks. A pair of dassies, small, rabbit-sized mammals, sit nearby, watching. They know the snake is powerful, but they also know it is well fed. Today, they keep their distance and stay alert. The python rests. Then the smell comes. Faint at first. Dry. Bitter. Wrong. Smoke. Far away, lightning from the last storm struck dry grass. Now, wind pushes a slow-moving brush fire across the plains. Not a towering wall of flames, just a creeping, crackling front of heat and smoke that rolls low across the ground. Fire is not an enemy with teeth. It is a test of instinct. Birds take flight. Antelope begin to move in uneasy groups. Tortoises tuck beneath rocks. Even insects go silent. The python senses vibration in the ground, warmth in the air, the whisper of danger carried by the breeze. Staying in the crevice means trapping heat. Staying in open grass means flames. There is one place fire avoids: bare earth and riverbeds. The python begins to move. Slow at first, then faster. It glides downslope toward a dry gully, once filled with water, now just cracked soil and scattered stones. Smoke thickens behind it. Orange glows flicker through the grass. The fire is not chasing the snake. It is simply doing what fire always does: spreading. A frightened herd of impala bolts past. A warthog family races the same direction. For a brief moment, predator and prey run parallel, united by the same goal: escape. The python drops into the gully just as heat presses against its back like a heavy blanket. It curls against the cool earth while flames pass above the rim, burning dry stems and old leaves, but leaving the stony channel untouched. Minutes feel like hours. Then quiet, just gray ash drifting like snow. The python slowly uncoils. It has escaped again, but the fire has changed the land. The comfortable cover of grass is now blackened. Paths are exposed. Shelter is limited. Travel becomes risky in open spaces. Many animals will move now, searching for new feeding grounds. Movement attracts hunters, and on a distant hill, a circling shape begins to descend. A large martial eagle. Its wings cut the air silently. Its eyes lock onto the winding form below, a long pattern against fresh ash, suddenly easier to see. The python senses the shadow. It lifts its head. The eagle folds its wings and dives. Air whistles. The earth rushes up. The moment stretches into one thin thread of time. A powerful bird built for the sky, and a powerful snake built for the ground, their worlds colliding in a single heartbeat. The screen fades to black. The outcome is unknown. Sky against earth. The eagle falls like a stone. Wings folded tight, body pointed, Eyes locked, it cuts through the air with perfect control. Every feather knows its job. Every muscle is focused on the moving shape below. The python sees only a flash of shadow. There is no time for thought, only reaction. The snake twists sharply, coiling into a tight spiral, head tucked, body armored by thick, overlapping muscle. It does not try to flee now. It prepares to endure. The eagle strikes. Talons scrape across scales, searching for a grip. Dust lifts in a gray cloud. Ash swirls around them both. The sound is not loud. No roar, no scream. Just the sudden rush of wings and the soft thud of contact. The eagle tries to lift. The python tightens. For a heartbeat, the two are locked. Earth and sky connected by struggle. The eagle is powerful, but it meets resistance it did not expect. African rock pythons are not easy prizes. They are heavy, coiled springs of strength. The eagle adjusts, beating its wings, trying to pull a section of the snake free. The python's coils shift again, not striking wildly, not wasting energy. It protects its head, protects its core. It has learned through storms, hyenas, crocodiles, and fire that survival is often about patience, not speed. A gust of wind sweeps across the burnt plain. The eagle loses leverage. Its talons slip. For a second, the eagle and snake separate, only inches apart. Both still ready, both still dangerous. The eagle hops backward, wings half open, judging distance again. It tilts its head, golden eyes bright and alert. This is not a careless hunter. It must decide, risk injury, or let this opportunity go. A snake this large could mean a full meal, or a broken talon. In the wild, the line between food and danger is thin. The python slowly uncoils just enough to move, not attacking, simply expanding its space. It lifts its head slightly, tongue flickering, reading the air. It does not chase. It does not threaten without reason. The eagle steps closer. Then, another sound enters the scene. The low cough of a big cat. A leopard. It appears from the blackened trees at the edge of the burn, drawn by the commotion. Ears forward, tail flicking. It freezes when it sees the two other hunters already here. Now, three predators stand in the same circle of ash. None are friends. None are enemies. All are deciding. The eagle lifts off, choosing height over risk. It circles above, still watching, still tempted. The leopard crouches lower, body rippling under spotted fur, eyes switching between bird and snake, snake and bird. The python remains still. Stillness can be power. The leopard creeps forward, one paw at a time, testing the boundary. Pythons and leopards have faced each other for thousands of years. Sometimes the cat wins. Sometimes the snake does. Sometimes both walk away. The air grows thick with tension. Then the wind shifts again. The smell of smoke returns, and something else. The smell of many hooves. A herd of wildebeest appears on the horizon, moving like a gray river across the plain, driven by the changing season and the burned land. Migration, life moving to where life can continue. Their hooves drum against the ground. Their dust rises in clouds. The leopard looks at the herd. So does the eagle. Many prey. Less risk. Instinct pulls them away from the coiled danger at their feet toward easier opportunities rolling across the landscape in hundreds of beating hearts. The leopard fades back in a shadow, muscles relaxing as it turns. The eagle climbs higher, circling once more before gliding toward the movement of the herd. The python is left alone again. The land quiets. Only the breeze whispers across scorched grass. Slowly, carefully, the python begins to move toward the safety of nearby rocks, each motion deliberate. Its body shows marks of contact, but it is unbroken, unbowed, very much alive. In the shade of a large boulder, it rests, letting its heartbeat slow to a calm rhythm. Above, the sky stretches wide and endless, full of wings and wind. Around it, the plains flow with hooves, paws, claws, and stories. Every creature trying to write another day. The burn scar across the land will not last. Soon, rains will return again, green will push through black ash, and life will reclaim the ground. The python will travel on with it, shaped by every close call, smarter with every trial. But far away, beyond the rocks and the drifting herds, another change is rising. A new season, a new challenge, something that will test not only the python's strength, but its future. Because somewhere ahead lies the moment when survival is not just for itself, but for the next generation. And the African wilderness is never finished testing those who live within it. The next generation. Morning light spreads across the plains like a golden blanket. Another season has turned. The short grasses are green again, dotted with tiny flowers. Insects buzz, birds call, and the land feels new, as if all the fires, storms, and close calls were only part of a long breath the wilderness was taking. The python has grown heavier and calmer, not from a recent meal, but from something else. Inside her, new life is forming. She is a female, now fully mature, carrying the next chapter of her species within her. The battles with hyenas, the standoff with the crocodile, the eagle's dive, the leopard's shadow, all of it has brought her to this moment. She searches for a place that is quiet, hidden, safe. Under a fallen tree, she finds it. A sheltered hollow, protected from sun and wind, away from busy animal paths. She curls inside, muscles relaxed but senses sharp. Weeks pass. She rarely leaves. She barely eats. Her one purpose now is patience. Then, one warm evening, the earth moves with tiny sounds. Cracks, soft tapping, life pushing from shell to world. Eggs begin to open. Dozens of small heads appear, patterned just like hers, eyes shining, tongues flickering rapidly as they taste their first sense of the world. Each hatchling is on its own from the very beginning. No lectures, no lessons, only instincts shaped by centuries of survival. But they are not alone. Their mother remains wrapped around them, guarding the nest through their most fragile hours. She keeps them warm through cool nights, keeps watch for mongooses and monitor lizards lurking nearby. She is silent, protective, powerful. Outside, another drama unfolds. A pair of jackals pass by, noses lifted. They pause, curious, sensing movement beneath the log. One step closer, then another. Hunger pulls them forward. The python shifts. Just a little. Enough. The jackals hesitate. They know the pattern on her scales. They recognize the message her stillness sends. The wilderness teaches all who listen. Some meals are not worth the risk. Slowly, they turn away, trotting back across the grass toward easier chances. Inside the hollow, the hatchlings begin to leave. One by one, they slide out into the tall grass, each no longer than a child's arm, each carrying inside them the same strength their mother used to face hyenas, crocodiles, eagles, leopards, fire, and flood. They will meet their own storms, their own dangers, their own moments when hunter becomes prey. Some will not survive, but some will grow. The mother watches the last few disappear into the reeds. She does not call after them. She does not follow. Her role is finished, the quiet guardianship at the edge of new life. The circle of the African wilderness turns once more. She slips from the hollow at last, feeling the sun warm her scales. The land around her is alive with movement. Elephants rumbling in the distance, antelope bounding, weaver birds stitching nests in branches overhead. She glides toward the riverbank, not in fear, not in hurry, simply continuing. Because in this place, survival is not just a story of battles. It is a story of balance, of respect, of every creature playing its part. Even the day she became the prey did not define her end. It strengthened her future. The camera lifts above the savanna, over the winding river, over the scattered acacia trees, over miles of grass that glow under the setting sun. Somewhere below, our python disappears into the landscape like a living shadow, part of Africa's ancient heartbeat. Her fight was never just about staying alive. It was about making sure life goes on. And it does. Thank you for watching this journey through the African wilderness. If you enjoyed this story and want more wildlife adventures like it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who loves animal stories.